live right now?
We're live.
Alrighty, well, I guess
Started like Joe Rogan.
Alrighty, well.
Mid-combo.
Let's do this. Of course, you always forget to keep the snap from snapping.
I am an alcoholic. I see a beer in front of me, it gets popped open.
I mean, it is pub beer, so. Yeah. Welcome to Blood, Sweat, and Beers. My name is Alex Kuzer, as I like to be called.
And I'm Tony Melichik.
Alrighty, let's go into this week. We had a lot of things happening in the NFL, the UFC. First off, we'll go into the fight. We'll actually go into the NFL games of last week, but big stories coming up in this podcast today. What do we got for him, Tony?
Was going over the Rafael Fiziev versus Gamrot, this week's games, and the destruction that took place in Colorado. We got next week's games, our predictions for who's going to win, which we've been pretty okay.
I actually wanted to go over the tape because I feel like we got some. There was a lot of games that nobody thought were going to happen the way that they happened.
Oh, for sure.
Anyways, yeah, we'll. I think we should do that though. We should keep a list of who we pick.
Oh, we definitely should.
And then
I'll start writing it down today.
Yeah, and then we can see who has the most. Okay, we'll go on that one. That'll be cool. But yeah, other than that, we also will have to be talking about Bryce Mitchell and his crazy antics in the ring. Some predictions coming up for the new fights, since we won't have any fights this upcoming week. But there was some big announcements, which we will get into later on. And of course, Miami's crazy just destruction of the Broncos will definitely be discussed. So let's get into this. Round one, let's go over week 3 of the NFL.
Week 3, baby.
Yeah, we're already there. Do you want to scroll up and start?
Okay, we're already up at the top.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
What is it? 49ers over the Giants. Nobody's too surprised there. The 49ers are clearly the better team. Daniel Jones is a really great running back. And that is about the end of his skill set.
Yeah, they really need Saquon Barkley back. Nick Bosa is a problem. Brock Purdy just keeps looking good.
Yeah.
Next game, we got the Falcons and Lions. Lions defeated the Falcons 20-6. Dan Campbell coming through in his hometown. Well, not his hometown, but home field, of course. Falcons they were 2-0. I said it last week. Other than Dijon Mustard, they're not that good.
Yep. Chargers at Vikings. You had the same basic teams playing each other, all offense, no defense.
Yep.
The Vikings are the exact same team that they were last year, except they seem to be losing these coin tosses in the games instead of winning them.
They don't have Dalvin Cook.
They also don't have Dalvin Cook. And Alexander Madison has grease on his hands for some reason. He can't hold on to the fucking ball.
Did you see that meme I sent you about?
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins still throwing up numbers, but still losing.
I mean, I think he's got the number 1 yards among quarterbacks in the NFL currently. Like, he's up there with touchdowns. You can't blame Kirk Cousins. And normally you can blame Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, primetime Kirk is usually the one failing for them, but he hasn't been failing for them lately, but they just keep losing.
Nope.
Next game we got is the Packers and the Saints. That was a demolishment of the Packers for 3 quarters, and then Jordan Love and the team decided to wake up, come back in the 4th quarter, and we will talk about that later, but Packers got that win on home field.
Yeah. After that...
Sorry, I got too stoked about his own team.
After that, we had the Texans and Jaguars. That one surprised me.
I remember picking the Jaguars and thinking that was going to be a complete shame. I own up. I fucked up.
I helped a friend pick his fantasy team, and he had Trevor Lawrence on the field, and he sent me a text. Can I drop this fucking loser? He sucks. So,
giving him bad advice.
Yep.
Bad advice. Alrighty, well, I didn't think they were going to win that game. But the next game, which we will talk about
much fun.
Way more in depth later on in the show, was the Dolphins and the Broncos.
Are you sure it wasn't the Miami Heat? I don't think I've ever seen 70 in a football game.
Yeah, looking at the score, I thought it was like a number 1 conference college team playing like a high school team. 70-20. Dolphins win.
Owen Wilson, right? Was it? And then you look at Russell, who is 0-3 Wilson.
Wow.
Okay,
that was just cheesy.
That was dumb.
All right. Next game.
Excuse me, Titans and the Browns. Are the Browns good?
I can't give you an honest answer, but they're winning some of these games.
Yeah, and I mean, they beat the hell out of the Titans. 3-20. How do you have Derrick Henry and you only scored 3?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess you have Ryan Tannehill, so
well,
that probably
also,
helps.
Brown's defensive line
Is good.
Myles Garrett is a
Yeah.
beast. So, I mean, their defense is really what I think is setting them up, but they're able to execute on offense. I would say that Deshaun Watson still isn't looking
Like Deshaun Watson.
but they're getting the wins.
Yeah,
So,
it works.
yeah. Bills over the Commanders, 37-3. Bills starting to look more like everybody thought the Bills would look like this year.
They are who we thought they were.
And Commanders are who we thought they were as well.
Yeah, they are.
Pretenders. So, yeah, I mean, they got sort of a reality check right there and lost the game.
After that, we have Colts going over the Ravens. Once again, didn't really see that coming. Not totally surprised, but Minshew Mania might be back, baby.
Yeah, and it was really on Matt Gay.
Yeah, it was.
4 50-yard plus field goals.
Oh, he was on fire.
Just ice in his veins,
Yep.
coming out there, winning an OT. That was a kicker's win right there. But yeah, I did not think they were going to win that game without Anthony Richardson on the field. And I do love Garner Minshew.
Me too.
Minshew! Shout out to Chris Nady, Philadelphia #1 fan.
Oh, that's still one of my favorite moments in all of sports is after he won the game for you guys.
Yeah.
And he went in the parking lot. He's just giving his dad fucking hugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
He looked like Maverick. He had like the Top Gun jacket on and everything.
got me right here.
Oh yeah, he was stoked. You can see
yeah.
the pat. That dude loves ball. I really liked when he was the Eagles backup for the couple of years. Man was just a little side note. He was just cool. He was just a cool dude. He's definitely not from this generation. He was born in the wrong generation.
Yeah,
He should have been born in the 70s or living through the 70s at his age.
And the cutoff jorts. Just magical.
He's an interesting character. I'd love to get a beer with Minshew. But yeah, win for the Colts. Patriots, Jets. This one I was unsure because you never know what offense you're going to get with the Jets now this year. Since Aaron Rodgers, Patriots did win the game. I really feel bad for the Jets players. We'll talk about that later.
It was a really fun defensive matchup.
It was. Yeah. It was.
And then Seahawks over the Panthers. I expected the Seahawks to win, but the Panthers put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah, they did. Andy Dalton coming in there 2 days' notice. Veteran to veteran to Adam Thielen.
He just keeps doing that. He'll come in. Was it on short notice? He does really well, and then it seems like the more comfortable he gets with the team, the more he sucks.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
He did that sort of with the Dallas Cowboys. Had a good little stint there, and maybe he's becoming the next Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Chiefs over the Bears, the other smacking of the weekend, 41-10, but it was really I think 41-0 before they even scored or some shit. And it was really all about Taylor fucking Swift. We'll try to not go too much on that because that has just been covered by ESPN too much, as if she has photos on the commissioner and they're they just shoved it down on fucking throats.
A new fun stat though, Travis Kelce's jersey sales jumped up 400%.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. And that's the funny thing is somebody was talking about, I think it was Pat McAfee again, shout out to the Pat McAfee show and podcast. He was saying how he was being told that there was an interview of one of the Swifties of just some little girl, and she was on the phone FaceTiming her father saying, "Dad, Taylor Swift got a new boyfriend. He plays some football or something, but nobody knows him." And her dad is just sitting there. You can see his face. I don't know how to tell her that this is one of the greatest tight ends to ever
possibly
play the game.
ever, yeah.
And he still just looked at it as some random scrub. Basically, they thought he was her bodyguard.
Yeah. Well, he could be.
Yeah. But I was seeing some funny memes as well because we have DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
And we, of course, have the other Kelsey brother. And somebody's like, "I don't watch football much, but are you telling me these two are fucking?" And then a picture of Jason Kelsey and DeAndre Swift right next to each other.
That's awesome.
Shout out to that. But Chiefs, of course, got that one.
Oh yeah, that was a no-brainer. The biggest upset of the week. Well, not everyone's upset.
No, not at all.
The Cowboys go down to Arizona and take a beating. I don't get it. I don't know what happened. He's very entertained.
What did I say last week? What can't go wrong will go wrong.
Oh God.
Just be patient.
Yep.
I'm gonna cry. They suck so much. They lost to the Cardinals.
They just give their fans so much hope, and then they just tear it away.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it, Stephen A. I missed, and I was so sad, but I missed the Monday morning first take, and I'm going to rewatch it because Stephen A. Smith probably got his cowboy hat on, a cigar in his mouth, and saying, "What can go wrong will go wrong," and I'm all in for it.
Oh, fucking amazing.
Sorry about that. Okay. Steelers and Raiders. You got the Steelers squeaking out a victory, and Tony was there with me on this one.
Yep.
We can go a little side story on this. I had a nice little $20 bet. Just needed my boy Josh Jacobs, get 6 more rushes. There was like the whole fourth quarter left. We're all talking. I'm like, I'll get us all shots.
Yep.
Win about $1,200.
Oh, he wasn't this tame either. He was screaming in the bar. The video will be posted.
I may have to pay to get that video from you because I don't know if I want the world to see that video. There was only like 5 people in the bar, so it wasn't like I was scaring people.
Oh,
no.
We were all laughing hysterically.
They were laughing at my pain, but like they didn't know I was going to buy all their tap. Anyways, yeah, Josh Jacobs, basically.
My tab is worth your pain.
Drink this real quick. Where's the sad button real quick? This fucking sad. Anyways, the Steelers did win because, in my opinion, the Raiders were just idiotic by what they chose to do offensively by going for a field goal and not going for the 8 points when they're already on that side of the field.
You go for the win.
You go for the win. And aside from my bet, they were getting about 5 to 8 yards per run with Josh Jacobs when they were going. And at that time, there was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You're already on that side of the field. Just make it 4 down plays and stuff. You're going to run it on the 4th down, so you could run the ball, run the timeout, possibly get. You already scored a 2-point conversion the drive before.
Yeah.
What was the problem? And you score a field goal, and then you cannot stop them on defense, and you lose the game.
The thing is, too, you don't even need to rush it. Devontae Adams is beating his coverage all day.
Oh, yeah.
He had an
easily.
amazing game.
Easily. And Jimmy G did get hurt during that game.
He has a concussion protocol.
Yeah, he's in concussion protocol now, but he did go back to the game, so all the people are saying Jimmy's weak. Man still played through his injury, and we'll see how that plays out. But anyways, Steelers won. I lost potentially $1,200, but only $25 bet. Fucking whatever.
He's a little upset. Ooh, you got to talk about my game. I get to talk about yours. The Eagles over the Buccaneers.
Were we asleep for 3 quarters?
It kind of looked like it.
How? Did you score points, and did we score points in 3 quarters?
Hey, it only took us 1 quarter to win.
Very true. You
Yeah.
scored 18 points that quarter.
I'm not saying the Eagles are bad by any means. I'm saying that they didn't look like the Eagles that they should for a chunk of that game.
Oh yeah, I texted you right after the game. I said I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 for us. Like, we're showing little glimpses, little sparks, and we're getting better each game.
Yes.
I feel more consistent, but definitely by all standards of what we were last year, we're not playing up to that yet. And all the players say it at the end of every game. I mean, Jalen had some bad interceptions.
Yep.
There was some bad plays here and there on defense at the end, which we, as Eagles fans, we know it's like a rule. The moment we go up 3 possessions, we know we're giving a touchdown to the other team.
Yeah,
we play. It's just prevent defense. We do it every time. It's like we will leave the middle open.
And they'll dink and dunk.
They'll dink and dunk. And we literally called it right before their drive started, where they got the touchdown. We're like, Mike Evans is going to get the ball a lot right here, and he's going to get the touchdown. And that's exactly, he got like 50 yards in that drive in the finishing touchdown.
I still also really like Baker.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like Baker.
I like seeing him win, but
I knew we were going to get that interception though.
Yeah.
So all teams now have giveaways, so that is nice, especially including the fact that Dak Prescott was one of them on Sunday. Rams and Bengals, close game, but Bengals squeak out a victory. Jamar Chase showed up on the scene finally, a little Joe Burrow-ish. Of course,
Joe Burrow somehow won that game with his head still square up his own ass. He's just not doing anything.
He is. I mean, he got.
It's better, but
it's better. Yeah, it's not consistent.
Better than 4 fantasy points the week before isn't a very high bar.
Did you have him on your fantasy team?
I did, but I played Matt Stafford.
I was about to say
instead.
the way he was talking sounded a little salty.
Oh, just a bit. Well, he wasted the first 2 weeks of my season.
Oh yeah. I can't talk shit. I'm 0-3 in our league, and but hey, I said my fantasy season doesn't start till week 4 because I got Kamara. So cheers to you, Kamara. Please just say my season. I hope. Anyways, that was the week of football. Top stories that we're going to get into, like we said in the beginning. Let's start with the Cowboys. I'd love to.
Oh, yeah. We got to start with the Cowboys.
I'll let you go so I can just control myself for a second.
The only words I really have are what the hell happened? How do you do that the first 2 weeks?
I'm stealing.
Oh, yep, go for it. How do you absolutely dominate for the first 2 weeks and then lose to who I said last week was the worst team in the NFL?
Yeah,
they were missing a couple players, but it doesn't matter.
But it also
you got beat by Josh Dobbs.
It also shows you though the crazy fact that like you never know who's going to win in the NFL. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, well, I should say the Cowboys defense, destroyed the Giants week 1.
Yeah.
40-0.
Manhandled them.
Next week, Giants beat the Cardinals.
Yep.
And then now this week,
it makes no sense.
Yeah,
football math does not compute.
No, that's why people lose a lot
of
money.
They didn't even have a bad game. Well, Dak going 25 for 40 is pretty bad, but 250 yards. Tony Pollard dropped 23 carries, over 120 yards, and Michael Gallup on 6 receptions, almost hitting 100 yards. Like they didn't have a bad game. Wow, Michael Wilson 2 receptions for 86.
Yeah, he was.
Those big plays.
Yeah, he was getting big plays, big chunk yards and everything. James Conner went off.
James Conner doing classic James Conner things.
I love James Conner. I liked his story when he was on the Steelers, how he had cancer,
came back,
and then once he went over to this team with the Cardinals, he was supposed to be like the RB2 at one point, and he just sort of worked his way up, had a good breakout couple games, and sort of took the role on.
Yeah, you got to be happy for the guy.
But yeah, I want to spotlight the Cardinals though.
Yeah.
Other than losing the first game pretty badly, the second game
they fought.
They were in the lead of that game.
Yeah.
They were leading that whole game against the Giants until the Giants decided to fight back. Joshua Dobbs for coming in, not knowing he was going to be a starter at all. He's showing that he can at least compete at this level. Mm-hmm. He's keeping his team in the game. James Conner, like you said, is having a resurgence, doing very well.
You gotta bring Kyler back when he's healthy, right? But Josh is a very solid number 2.
Oh, definitely.
I think any team would be happy to have him.
Do you have them if Josh somehow, because I think they're now they're 1-2.
1-2.
Do you think if they somehow make it to when does Kyler even come back?
I think it's week 4 or week 5.
I thought it was week 6, so I may be off.
Yeah.
But let's say it is week 6. Give them a couple more weeks,
yeah.
And they split these next 2 games.
Yeah.
So they're 2-4 going, or with 2-3 going into week 6. Josh gets a game win on the last game. Do you put in Kyler Murray? Do you put in him? Do you
only because of money? You have paid Kyler way too much money to have him sit on the bench.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not like a skill thing for me because Kyler's good, but he just runs for his life and he makes bad decisions.
He looks like a little fucking baby when he runs, but he's fast as shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you play that one out because the team's gelling well. It seems they're not the greatest team by any means. You look at all their star players; they're not really the star players. Marquise Brown. It's not star potential to, but they're finding ways to at least compete in these games and get a win over one of the best defenses in the league and still produce 28 points out of there. Yeah. And then stopping them on the defensive side with Dak Prescott and the number 1 scoring offense at that time.
Yeah.
But to the Cowboys' point,
dude, what are you guys? Because I can't tell.
They're America's team.
They are. Especially America currently.
Yeah, exactly. So, with the Cowboys, I hate them, and I'll try to talk unbiased on them. Even last week, I hated to admit it, I thought they were they weren't showing me any weaknesses, but I did say on that show that the Dallas Cowboys will go only as far as Dak takes them.
Yes.
And this game had the potential of them coming back, and what does Dak do? He threw an interception in the end zone, and Kaiser White literally went up to him and said, "Fuck, you're a bum, dude."
Yep.
And literally called him out because he is a bum in those primetime situations. I'm calling it as it is. Dak, you're better than me. I can't throw a ball like you at all. I'm not going to say I'm not as athletic or anything. But when it comes to you being a star, getting them to the Super Bowl, you ain't it. But stay on that team because as long as you stay on that team, they ain't winning the Super Bowl.
I still don't know how you keep Cooper Rush on the bench.
The Cooper Rush. I always forget about that.
He was good last year.
That research. Well, yeah, until he got stomped at. Well, he didn't get stomped. I won't be that rude. Until he got sort of shown what a real defense was against the Eagles, and then that's when they realized maybe he's not their star quarterback. But they don't have a star quarterback in my mind. But they're paying Dak enough money to where it's like the Kyler situation. You got to put him in.
I don't know what his agent is brilliant. I don't know how you sell this shit product, but he keeps doing it.
I mean, that's how Jerry Jones has sold his shit product of the Cowboys to the NFL world for more than 30 years. So he's learning from the best, obviously. Do you have anything else to say about the Cowboys?
No, not really.
Arizona? All right, let's get into the fun fucking game. Miami versus the Broncos. The complete ass whooping, like somebody just got pissed off at their younger brother for beating them for the first time in some game. So he's like, let's play Madden. And he turned on the Dolphins that went, 14-0 and played some shitty Broncos team. Like, it was bad.
That'll teach the Broncos to, interview McDaniels next time.
Yeah, and basically, well, there was like multiple stories they were saying because of course, long story short, Mike McDaniels was the ball boy way back in the day for the Broncos.
Said he wanted to be, was it a coach on the Broncos? Like that was like his dream.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they just didn't even give him an interview. This was a fuck you.
Well, and then Sean Payton as well. I can't remember the exact story, but he talked some shit or didn't give him an opportunity at some point, at somewhere in the career. So they were saying Mike McDaniels had a lot of reasons to basically just crush them and keep that foot on the throat.
All gas, no brakes.
And he still was respectful enough to not break an NFL record that has stood for over 50 years of most points ever scored in an NFL game, which is 72.
I think Super Bowl era.
Yeah, I think it was Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
No, I think it was like in 60, it was like 60 or something like that when it happened. But anyway, still, a crazy record to be broke. And they were completely in rights and in field goal position to kick that fourth down, let them kneel it out, and let them take the loser's way out. But he chose not to. He chose, he said, fuck you.
He stopped because they were already dead.
He needs some milk. It was. And then on the other side for Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, why was Russell Wilson out there while they were down by 50?
I have no idea.
Like, was that like Sean Payton saying, fuck you, figure it out?
Yep.
Like, we're going to get some points one way or another, and we're going to figure out this offense. Like, defense already fucked us.
Yeah,
we're going to figure it out.
Russell's stats even look okay. 23 for 38, 306 and a TD.
I mean, that dude had to be, by fucking quarter two, he had to be airing it. Like,
Yeah.
There was no run game at that point.
There was no point.
Well, 11 carries, and they probably got 8 of those carries in the first quarter and stuff. Miami, I mean, we have the stats here, I wrote it down. But it's Tua with his 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, Mostert 82 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and then the guy that we never even heard of.
No.
And if you had him on your fantasy,
No one had him on their fantasy.
Please tell me the winning lottery numbers because I know you know it. Because there's no way anybody had Devon.
We don't know how to say his last name.
You always give him the hard ones, the easy ones. He's a 3rd round pick.
Yep.
He was said to be very fast. Runs like a 4.3 or 4.4. Dude had 203 yards off less than 20 rushing attempts. 2 touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. In a non-PPR, he had over 50 points.
Yeah.
That is fucking ridiculous.
He's a monster.
That whole team, like that stat
They're
I showed you,
fast.
they are so fast. The top 5
ran over 21 miles an hour.
The top 5 clocked speeds in the entire NFL this season are all Miami players.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. And that's not even Jalen Waddle, who also runs like a 4.3.
Speed kills. And it killed the Broncos.
Yeah. Outside of that, do you think the Miami Dolphins are going to be able to sustain this? I mean, they're just constantly putting up numbers. Tyreek Hill just does not stop. 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Are they going to run it? Or do you think the defenses that they're playing, and I think the Broncos defense is generally good.
Yeah.
But stat, Broncos, I don't know if it's from the 70, that definitely doesn't help the number, but they are letting over 40 points per game now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the Broncos defense this year is good, but has the Dolphins just not ran into a real defense, or are they going to do this to a Dallas defense, 49ers defense? Like, what's going to stop this offense?
I don't know. Most teams don't have two guys in the secondary who can cover both Hill and Waddle.
Yeah.
This rushing offense is really starting to take off as well. Tua had more touchdowns than incompletions. In my opinion, it's the Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
We said that last week too.
I know.
It's just looking more. I mean, because the most dominant wins this weekend were the Kansas City Chiefs over the Bears and the Miami Dolphins over the Broncos.
The defense, we're overshadowing a pretty solid defense too, because the offense is so just on fire right now.
No, and like you said, no, the defense does their thing.
Yeah.
But they've been sort of outshined by the offense, sort of opposite of the Dallas Cowboys, to where defense was just shining so much that you didn't have to see the turd of which is Dak Prescott. But yeah, it's just sort of ridiculous. I don't know what's going to stop them. I really hope they do get stopped in the playoffs before the Super Bowl if Eagles make it there. I don't want to ever see that defense.
No.
But I sadly think we play that whole division this year.
I think you do. But that's going to be an interesting game.
That's going to be. I hope it's later in the year so we got our shit together and stuff.
I don't know the Packers' schedule well enough. I hope we don't play them. Jesus.
Yeah, it's one of those teams where you're like, I don't want to see you on my schedule. But on the other side, what is next for the Denver Broncos? Sean Payton came in there. He's supposed to turn this all around.
Yep.
They are having almost a worse start than they did last year with, as Sean Payton said, the worst coaching he's ever seen in his life with Nathaniel Hackett. Do you blame it on Sean? Do you blame it on the whole team? Do you blame it on Russell? Where are we going with that?
It's a combination of every. Well, I don't want to say it's Sean Payton. Sean Payton has proven, year after year that he is one of the better coaches in the NFL. But
he did have Drew Brees for most of that time.
He did have Drew Brees.
So was it just Drew Brees?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't. Because, clearly Russell is probably the biggest problem in that franchise right now. The team doesn't seem to be around him.
I've said it before. He seems
weird.
He seems weird. Like I would be scared to be left alone in a room with that dude. I don't want to talk to him. He just seems fucking weird.
Yeah.
I've heard from other players say like he gives off weird vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Peyton even said like when he had like an interview with him, he's like he just kept on saying these weird things and laughing and smiling at me, and I didn't know if I was supposed to take him serious or not.
It makes you uncomfortable.
And for Peyton to say that, I was like, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And Peyton had to grow up with Eli, so he's seen weird.
Yeah. Mouth breather Eli. But hey, Eli got 2 rings. So.
Yeah. Just talking shit.
No, yeah, definitely. But Russell Wilson, I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's Sean. The whole team just seemed it's the same kind of concept. Actually, no, I can't. I'm not going to compare. I was going to say the Jets for some reason, to where they have like these players that should be doing good, a coach that should be doing good.
But in that case, we know it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, exactly.
And that offensive line.
Yeah, exactly. Which just ruined their $200 million man. As he's wearing a Packers shirt, he's laughing. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what's next. Who do they play next week? For the
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Oh yeah, I have the controls. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Because if they're not playing any easy games in the next couple weeks.
Oh, the Bears. That's right.
We're getting into that one. I'm getting ahead of myself already. So we will be talking about that one. But yeah, so they got to win some games coming up. And if they don't, then if they go to 0-5, 0-6, like, I mean, Sean Payton's not getting fired.
If they lose to the Bears, do they lose? They go 0-17?
I'm looking at the schedule right now because
it's not looking good.
I mean, the Texans, they might be able to squeak out one there.
I don't know. After maybe the Texans figured it out this week.
They got the Jets. So they got 2 shit bowl games.
I'm still taking the Jets.
Defense.
Yeah.
Fuck, maybe that's Zach Wilson's game to get right
Yeah.
there. that's
a confidence booster right there. Yeah.
I'm almost getting sad looking at this.
Yeah,
Let's
gonna be a rough
let's go to
one.
the next subject. Packers with their incredible comeback on home field. 18 points in the fourth quarter. Tony fell asleep in the first half.
I work overnights. I was very tired.
He just was really. He just cried.
They went down 14 points.
Exactly.
It hit the half, and I was a little drunk in the morning, and I said, well, they're not going to come back from this one, so I can go get some sleep. I was wrong, but 18 points in the fourth. They were committing stupid penalties throughout the game. Jordan Love was missing some deep throws. I think Jordan Love is a mediocre quarterback. I think his receivers make him look much better than he is. I do think he can figure it out, and he can shore up his weaknesses at the moment.
Let's see.
Yeah, 22 for 44. He was missing a lot of passes.
Yeah, I mean, were they dropping passes? You were half asleep for most of it, so they may have been dropping passes.
No, like I said, even in that first half that I did watch, and I did watch the second half afterwards because I had to see how the hell they won.
Oh yeah, you watched the highlights
Yeah.
and stuff. Romeo Doubs
is a guy.
I mean, he is a guy, so you're right there. I mean, that's good.
Hey, you don't know in this world anymore.
Well, in this world, you'd feel he'd explain that to the world and he'd get more followers. Like not like 10 years ago, you say that and you're shunned out the locker room. Nowadays, they accept you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is a guy.
Yep.
I don't know if he's the man yet, but I mean, of this team, it looks like he's the only one doing something. Christian Watson, he's out still.
Christian Watson should play this week along with Aaron Jones. I think David Bakhtiari is going to be back, so the only major person that we'd still be missing is Elton Jenkins on the offensive line. But with those, Aaron Jones is a star on that team. He's the best player on the team by far. And Christian
Receiver, rusher, he's just everything for you guys.
Christian Watson, huge deep threat. I love the guy. Big, fast, strong. So when he comes back, I hope he makes a splash. The team isn't bad. I think we'll make the playoffs. I think we'll probably get bounced in the first round, though, if I'm being completely honest. We don't have the team to win right now, but the future is bright.
So you're not winning the division, we know that. So you think wild card?
I think we can win the division.
I'll bet you right now you're not winning that division.
Yeah?
Detroit beat you. I'll bet you $20.
I'll do it.
All right. Live on cam. Because I still think Detroit takes that division.
I think they're the better team, but Detroit has been the little brother of that league, and they always seem to fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're going to fuck themselves in the playoffs, but I think they're going to make it this year. Yeah, they were so fucking close last year, and then since they didn't have the chance, they said, "Fuck you, Rodgers, you ain't going either."
And that for me was 100% a fan bet. I don't think anything that you're saying is wrong. I think the Lions do have more than the potential to win that division.
We got to start being like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. We're like, "I'll bet you 20 packs of Dew." They literally bet packs of fucking Mountain Dew. Well, Diet Dew for Skip, I think. But yeah, I mean, with the Cowboys, I don't know why. I'm just still laughing.
Yeah.
Just like, it's just so funny. Anyways, Packers, Jordan Love, I think, I said it before, I don't think he's not your long-term solution.
Yeah.
But he got a win. He turned it around in the fourth quarter. Yeah. He started connecting with his receivers. He's workable. And he also isn't having all of his weapons, as you said. Yeah. So I want to see him consistently, at least for like 3 weeks, working with Christian Watson, working with A.J. Dillon, working with Aaron Jones, Romeo Doubs, their whole squad out there. And then I can get a full feel for your guys' offense. But right now, to come back that way you did against a good defense, which is in the Saints' defense.
We did get lucky with Hurt and Derek Carr.
That, and then also the fact that, I mean, the Saints should have won this game.
I fully agree. Yeah.
They could have beat you even with Jameis Winston coming in and Derek Carr going out. They had the field goal ready to win. I thought it was over.
It was a 46-yarder.
Yeah, I thought and Will Lutz is usually fucking
on.
He's on target. Not as great like a Tucker or anything like that, but a 46-yarder, you're like, we lost. Yeah. Which I thought was basically the case, and then I came back and found out it was OT. I mean, not OT, but you guys had the game.
Yeah, a little wide right. But that just happens. Nobody's 100%.
Yeah, look at the Bills and why they haven't won a Super Bowl.
That was mean.
Hey, I play the music for that shit. Okay. I want to laugh like I did with the Cowboys.
That also just reminds me of you remember that the Ravens kicker they were supposed to go to I think the Super Bowl and he shakes it and the camera just pans to Ray Lewis saying what the fuck.
Yeah, the infamous missed kicks, the Blair Walsh project with the I don't want.
He was actually pretty good too.
He was. I liked that. Everybody used to get him as that was like the main fantasy name back in the day. If you got Blair Walsh, you were called the Blair Walsh.
Yeah, you got like 9 points a game.
That's all right, I guess. But
he was consistent.
He definitely wasn't always. That's because Vikings can never fucking get in the end zone. They can just get you close there, and then which
just tease the hole.
Is sort of how they lost that game. Which I know we're not talking about it, but I did want to mention that real quick. We can dive back to this since it's our last story. But did you see how the Vikings lost that game?
No. Once again, I was asleep.
So it was a close game, back and forth. Chargers get the last touchdown, and then Vikings get the ball back.
Yeah.
And they're driving. No more timeouts left. Get a big completion. I think they're on like this maybe the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
10 and goal. And they're running up there, and it's like, just spike the ball.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, and this was, what happened, I'll tell you what was told after. But they get up to the line, and instead of spiking the ball, they run the clock 16 seconds, 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Kirk snaps it, throws it, tip ball, tip,
Oh, that's
intercepted.
right.
Yeah, it got off his head, and then they played hot potato with it. Yeah. Defense got the ball.
That's just unlucky.
That is unlucky.
But you should spike the ball, take the time.
And what was said after was both Kevin O'Connell, the head coach, and Kirk Cousins were saying that their own home crowd played a part and they couldn't hear him to say timeout or him to spike the ball. So Kirk just called his own play and just went with it.
Got it.
Kirk said in the moment it seemed fine, but looking back at it, I should have spiked the ball, all that. But
hindsight's 20/20.
They had a chance to win that game. You spike the ball, you get 2 or 3 shots at the end zone, make your plays, you're good. But
well, you could even argue that ball should have been an incompletion and you would have had another play anyway.
Very true. Very true. Yes. The way it bobbled, and that's just sort of the ball went their way for the Chargers that one, and Chargers were able to go out of there without going 0-3.
That's just some football bullshit that happens.
It does, but just be more in the moment, giving yourself a break. You had the time. I say do that other than...
that's very easy to say, though. That's a high-stress situation.
Exactly. I'm saying that here sitting down in a fucking little office while he's on a field in front of 50,000 plus millions watching him, so I totally don't understand. But on the Saints side, with the Saints and Packers game, Derek Carr was doing pretty well.
13 for 8. He's doing Derek Carr things.
He's a game manager.
He's a game manager, and he's good at it.
And he is, especially if he has receivers that he can throw to.
Yeah, like Chris fucking Olave and Michael Thomas having 2 very solid games. Chris Olave had a great game, had multiple amazing catches.
I was about to say some of those were highlight reels.
And Michael Thomas I think he's back. He's looking. He's an older guy now.
Yeah, he's definitely a veteran player, and he's definitely been through it, rugged a little bit more. But he's like the Adam Thielen that we got to see this week with Andy Dalton throwing.
Yeah,
bold,
reliable, and it works. And I think he knows his role. I think he sees this Chris Olave kid coming up, being that star receiver, and he knows that he's not going to be the number 1 target anymore, and I think he's perfectly fine with that. He just wants to win games at this point.
Yeah, I really like Michael Thomas. I got him on fantasy and everything. I think he starts going off. Chris Olave is just more of a star than I thought he was, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. And I don't mind the Saints.
Yeah, no, Saints, I still think are doing good. To be 2-1.
Yeah. And it should be 3-0.
3-0 without Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, that team.
And he comes back this week, so watch out for them, man. Watch out for them. All right, we just got through that. Let's get to round 2. We're going into next week's games, seeing who's playing, who we like, who we don't, who we think shit, who we think's not. And let's go down right here, starting with the week on Thursday Night Football. We got the Packers and the Lions.
For me, this is a prove-it game.
Prove-it game?
Yeah. The Lions are a real team. I think
What do you got? It's at home for you.
It is at Lambeau. After Jordan Love's performance in the previous game, with Aaron Jones coming back, they have a chance, but I still do lean Lions. If in all honesty.
Is that your pick? Are you writing the picks?
Yeah. Let's write down the picks.
All right.
We'll go Tony Alex, GB, Detroit. I fucked that up.
I just do. Sorry, we're trying to figure this little thing out.
Yep.
We'll show you the nice little pad. In the meantime, though, just go Eagles number one.
So I'm. What is it, Alex? Who are you taking?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking Detroit. I think Detroit wins the game.
Yep.
I think it's a close one though.
Yeah. I think it'll be a hard fought one, but I do think the Lions are the more complete team.
Yeah, you don't need to write that. Probably just write the
deal.
This one. Falcons Jaguars. Who you got?
Falcons. After that piss poor performance last week by the Jags, I think Bijan Robinson has a hell of a day.
Dijon.
Like an idiot.
Dijon mustard, man. That's the only thing I'm calling.
Yeah. So I'm definitely taking Atlanta.
I'm going Jaguars.
Are you?
Forget that the Falcons took a fucking shit too last week, so I'm sticking with the Prince to come, as fucking Nick likes to say. I hate that dude on First Things First, but I think the Jaguars come back sort of after getting their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I think they win. Rams Colts.
Rams.
Easy.
Yeah.
But watch out, Anthony Richardson might be back. That could be a thing. That sort of helps them because Anthony Richardson is good, but Garner did good as well.
Yeah.
Ravens Browns. Who do you got? This is a hard one.
It is. I lean Browns. I think that defense is going to make Lamar Jackson's life very difficult.
Myles Garrett might be chasing them all around, but I think Lamar's a little bit faster than Myles Garrett, so he's going to get winded chasing him from behind, and he's going to eat his dust. I choose Ravens with like a 20-17 victory, a very close one. Another close, crazy game to see. Vikings versus Panthers.
I think the Vikings get their first win of the season.
You think this is the one?
I think this is they've been so close, and they're doing almost all of the right things. It's so close. And the Panthers aren't that good.
I say the Panthers.
Do you really?
Andy Dalton almost won the game last week with 2 days' notice. Give him a whole week. I'm going. I think Vikings should win. Definitely should win. Because I'm high on the Vikings. I think the Vikings are good. I think, like you said, it's just not breaking their way like it was breaking their way last year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Panthers.
Yeah.
Maybe get it, man. I'm just doing that to beat you in this thing.
Yeah.
Titans and Bengals. Titans look like shit. Bengals look better. Who do you got?
Just slightly better. Hey, I got the Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Saints.
Give me 1 sec.
Buccaneers, Saints. That's an interesting one.
That is.
Both 2-1.
Yep. Both actually pretty solid. This is week 4, correct? Alvin Kamara's back.
Yep.
I take the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints too because it's in their building. Alvin Kamara's back, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, like we were just talking.
The Buccaneers aren't bad. I think the Saints are just going to win.
Yeah.
This one I am very excited for.
One thing though I did forget though. I mean, I'm still going to go with the Saints, but we need to watch out. We'll be talking about that coming up. Is Derek Carr's shoulder?
Yes.
He's got an injury.
Yeah.
Don't know if he comes back.
I think they can do it with James. Honestly.
Yeah. Dolphins Bills. That's gonna be a fun game.
This is gonna be a lot of fun. I still lean the Dolphins though. Miami, just from what they're doing right now, I don't see how anybody can logically stop them.
I think Miami and Miami's defense stops the Bills. Broncos Bears, the shit bowl number 1.
Oh God.
Fuck. I'm going to go with good old Sean. I'm going to go with the veteran, Sean Payton, Russell Wilson. I think
I'm going to disagree with you. You know what? It takes.
You think Justin Fields is going to... All right.
From what that Broncos defense has been doing, I think Justin Fields can run all over him.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Plus, I just want to disagree with you.
I was like, you're going to stick with that one? Really?
Okay, so you got Denver, I got Chi-Town.
All the shit we have talked about Justin Fields, and
I
you're
know.
going to pick him. Eagles, Commanders, you know who I got.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got Philly as well.
Go Philly. But I think this is the game everybody fucking thinks that we're going to just win.
Yeah.
And it's going to be... It's
a division game.
It is.
Yeah.
All division games are hard.
Yeah.
Always watch out for those division games. We were 9-0 or 8-0 last year, and Commanders gave us our first loss.
This next one is going to be a little bit of a tougher pick for me.
Texans, Steelers, who you got?
I lean Pittsburgh, but the Texans may have figured it out.
I'm going with... Are you going with Texans then?
No, I'm going with Pitt.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well. The team doesn't win, Mike Tomlin does. Raiders
and
versus...
and TJ. Can't forget about it.
Oh, yeah, TJ Watt. TJ Watt. Fucking beast. Shout out to him. 6 sacks for the year so far. Closing in on that $500,000 donation from Pat McAfee if he breaks the sack record of 22.5 sacks.
Yep, and it's looking like he's
on track.
I know it's only 3 games in, but he is really looking like the defensive player of the year already.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny Nick Bosa and Michael Parsons.
No,
doing
of course
things,
not.
But TJ's just an all-around wrecking ball.
Also, when your team is mediocre, you're able to shine a lot brighter.
Yeah, it's like if they even make playoffs too, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Raiders Chargers, another interesting game, division game. I've got that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I want to go with Chargers.
Yeah.
It's in LA, which doesn't mean shit because
no one cares.
No one cares, and they don't really have a stadium, and
they just
basically it's going to be more Raiders than Chargers there.
Move the team.
Yeah, I just don't. I go back to San Diego at that point, man.
I don't even say stay in California.
Go to Oakland. Against the Raiders. But no, I think they win. But the only reason I'm mainly saying that is because there's possibility that Jimmy's not playing.
Yeah.
With the concussion.
Yeah, and that's why I lean the Chargers as well. I think their high-powered offense is going to be able to beat the Raiders as well.
Upset alert. No, I'm just kidding. 49ers versus Cardinals. I have the Niners. Unless somehow the Cardinals, which I would love, to just turn around and smack down the 49ers like they did the Cowboys. But
yeah, the Niners don't have that same curse that the Cowboys seem to have. I think they take this one handily.
Yeah.
But I said that last week about the Cowboys and the Cardinals, so I could be dead wrong.
Yeah. Patriots Cowboys. Fuck, man, I don't know. What Cowboys team are you going to get? I want to go Patriots because I'm never going to choose the Cowboys. That's where I want to lose on this list because I will not choose the fucking Cowboys. I want to choose fucking every other team. I don't care what it means.
I gotta go Dallas on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a bounce back. I think they go back to the Cowboys of week 1 and 2.
Where it's just defense and Dak doesn't have to do much?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the only way they win.
Chiefs, Jets. I got Chiefs.
Chiefs easy.
But watch out. Jets defense can make it harder on them.
Oh, for sure.
New York, Seahawks. I have got the Seahawks, I think.
Yeah. Seattle's just the better team, in my opinion. Well, once again...
but Saquon may be back, so...
Saquon might be back, but I even with Saquon, I still take the Seahawks. I think that defense is pretty damn good, and Geno's doing what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Also, DK Metcalf and Jackson Smith and Jigba are looking like really good receivers. They're working with Geno.
I don't disagree. All right, let's get into number 1 of this. What I wanted to talk about was Namath calling out Joe Namath, star Hall of Fame quarterback, only quarterback to win a Super Bowl for the Jets with his guarantee against the Baltimore Colts at the time, Johnny U. He was on a podcast or some show, and they were asking him about how he feels about the Jets, and just completely ripped that whole squad apart. Saying basically clean house. It's not fair to the Garrett Wilsons, the Sauce Gardners of that team, and basically just take the boy out.
Yeah.
Like the quarterback is. I know you guys got dealt a shit hand. You lost your Hall of Fame quarterback that you got, but they're giving Zach Wilson has taken so much heat, dude. And I don't think he's fucking horrible. I think he's better than Justin Fields. I'll say that.
Yeah,
throwing the ball.
I don't think he's fully at fault, but there's a good chunk that is his fault.
Okay, so they did. Let me look at my notes. They did sign just today Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, I saw that.
Trevor Siemian.
What an upgrade!
Don't be so enthusiastic about it. Yeah, I don't know if that's an upgrade. I would have chose Carson Wentz over that fucking thing. But I heard.
Was it Matt Ryan? Like. You have some guys out there who who are better than Trevor Siemian. Are they trying to lose?
No. Yeah, I think they may be, but that's again unfair to the organization. I mean, not the organization, but the players. I mean, you're wasting Sauce Gardner, you're wasting Garrett Wilson, you're wasting Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
Like these guys are ready to win. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, like everything they did.
Was to win this year.
To win. Okay, open that pocketbook just a little bit more, Jets owner, and get a good veteran in there to at least save the season, get you to the playoffs maybe, or at least get you, I don't know. Are you tanking to get one more draft pick so next year you can even add more to Aaron Rodgers? Maybe that's...
There are a lot of quarterbacks in the draft next year.
Oh, wow. I mean, they could do that and basically ship out Zach Wilson and get somebody to hold up...
Shador?
A rookie. Shador's not going next year.
You don't think so?
No, Dion already stated that. He's going to be staying one more year.
Right on.
So, because he doesn't want to be a number 2 to anybody, is what his Dion said. So, which means he would be number 2 to Caleb Williams immediately. For that pick. Outside of that, I didn't really have much to say. I don't know what to do with the Jets. I feel bad for them.
I don't think the Jets know what to do with the Jets.
They haven't known what to do with themselves since this shit happened, and it's just
since Joe Namath.
Yeah, basically. They had Mark Sanchez had a couple good years there before he fucking butt fumbled and everything.
Butt fumble.
No more singing. Anyways, we will get to number 2, and that is the shit bowl, everybody. Broncos versus the Bears. 0-3 versus 0-3, and nobody knows if their coaching staff or their quarterback is the problem. Justin Fields says the coaching staff is the problem on the Bears. Sean Payton says possibly Russell Wilson is the problem for the Broncos. Who do you think is the problem? And who do you think wins? Actually, I already said who wins, but...
Yeah. I think everyone is correct.
They all suck?
Yep, they all suck.
Hey, no, I said Sean Payton in there too, so...
Oh, okay. Other than Sean Payton.
Yeah. Sean Payton, you get a pass. You get a pass.
Yeah, you get the pass in this one. The coaching staff for the Bears is atrocious. Justin Fields... I guess trying to shift blame, but he's also atrocious. Yeah. And then Russell's done, man. Call it a career.
You think it's that bad?
Yeah, I do.
I can't deny it. Yeah. You're not giving me Russell. You're not giving me anything to go off.
No, you're not giving the man an argument here.
I mean, last week he did throw up 300 plus yards, and he threw up 300 plus yards this week, but that was really overshadowed by the fact that they just got 70.
You have to when you're fucking down.
As Shannon Sharp said it, they gave him a fucking 50 piece with a free 20 fucking flat side for free. Like, it's just...
Oh, it was embarrassing.
It was.
But that's kind of why... Like, I have a morbid curiosity for this game. Because I...
You want to see which franchise just goes even deeper in the dirt.
It's like watching a crappy high school game where you know everything's going to go wrong, but you kind of just want to watch the chaos.
Oh, yeah. It's like going to the bar anytime. Or going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Going to Walmart, man.
And, like, people watching. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Walmart's one of my favorite stores to go. I miss it in my hometown, dude. You can literally go to Walmart and just walk around. I don't ever have plans to get anything at Walmart, but I somehow walk out with fucking 5 things. And I also have, like, 5 new stories to tell about these weird-ass people I saw. Anyway.
Especially here in Portland.
Yeah, but they don't... when I first came here, these fucking... stupid-ass wannabe Walmarts call them Walmart Neighborhood Market. Yeah. I went in there expecting to be the normal Walmart I'm used to.
It's actually a pleasant grocery store.
Fuck that little grocery store. That ain't Walmart. I'm going in there for some fucking shit to see and shit to buy. Yep. And I don't want food. Because food from Walmart scares me.
It does. As it should.
God. But yeah, back to the shit bowl. Makes sense with shit food from Walmart. Yep. The only thing else I'd want to say on that one, I think the Broncos are going to get this one. You think the Bears?
Yeah. It's a coin toss either way.
Whoever loses this one is fucked.
Yeah.
Going into it, it's going to be a little... We were talking about that before, like who Broncos play. They play the Jets the following week. Yeah. And I agree with you. At first, I was like, maybe the Broncos, but no, that defense is just going to rip them apart and make Russell look even worse. Yeah. So, Russell, this is your time to shine right now because you're going to get beat the fuck up the following week.
This is your only chance, bud.
I know, buddy. Buddy, I don't like you. And I don't think I would ever want to be in a room alone with you. I've already stated this. But come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You won a Super Bowl.
You could have won 2.
You could have won 2, yeah.
Just give him the damn Marshawn
Lynch.
You got Marshawn Lynch on the 5-yard line. Give him the fucking ball. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Anyways, let's go to the final subject of round 2. What do we got over here? We got, the other game, fun game you wanted to dive into. Yeah. Bills and the Dolphins should be.
What a game.
What do you think? 100 points? Over, under?
Oh, over. Hella over.
50 per? It's going to be more than the Rams and the KC Chiefs when Jared Goff beat...
God, that was such a fun game.
I think that's still one of the top ones.
Ever.
Yeah. when it comes to just a score fest, a fucking straight score fest.
I think Josh Allen still to this day doesn't carry quarters on him.
Dude, I still love that. I mean, actually, fuck, dude, I don't know. It'd be between that game with the Chiefs or I think it's the Chiefs and Josh Allen game, that one where he didn't get the fucking overtime, and that's why he said the quarter joke. I was just saying more for them.
Joke.
But anyways, back to this game. This is going to be back and forth, man. I really think, though, it's not going to be as high scoring as we think it is. Bills got a pretty good defense. Dolphins got a really good underrated defense because of, like we said, that offense.
Is Jalen Waddle going to be playing? Do we know yet?
We don't know yet, but he should be. It's not a significant injury. At least that's what he says at first. We'll probably have more knowledge on that tomorrow.
Because he's a game changer.
He is, and it helps Tyreek do what Tyreek does.
Yep. Though it doesn't seem like he needs him by any means. It just helps.
And fucking all you need to do apparently is run the ball with the Dolphins.
A Kane? A
Chani, a
Connie,
or Mostert. I know that.
We're gonna have to watch this game specifically for the announcers to tell us how to pronounce
and
his
if we
goddamn
do that,
name.
they're probably gonna fuck it up. It's funny too. You'll hear that. It's better in UFC because each announcer will have a different pronunciation for fucking fighters' names. So during the fight, they're saying different fucking things. You're like, hold on, who the fuck are you talking about?
All of the goddamn Dagestanis with Magomed Sharipov, Nurmagomedov.
It was like last week when you gave me all the damn hard ones and shit. I was like trying to sit there. I was like, Abalusa? Hip Hop Anonymous again? But yeah, this, I think though, it's probably, if I had a guess for the score and I had to put one out there, I'd say 30-24 Dolphins.
I think that's fair. I think the Dolphins probably drop another 40 burger.
Really? You think they're just going to be dropping that on anybody?
Yeah, I really do. I haven't seen an argument against it.
I gotta check when they play like a great defense. Giants, they're dropping bombs on them.
Yep, Panthers.
Oh, there it is.
There's the Eagles, yep.
Fuck. We play them October 20th. It's a Monday night or a Sunday night game.
November 5th, though, against the Chiefs. That's going to be a hell of a game, too.
Yeah, that will be. That'll be interesting. And then they'll play the Dallas Cowboys at one point.
Yeah, a little later in the season.
That's good for us, too, because I probably want the Dolphins to win that one if they're close with the Eagles and division rankings. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I agree with you, though. We haven't seen any sight of them. 36 against the Chargers, 20. There you go. But that's Bill Belichick and the Patriots. That's a division game.
Yeah.
Hard to judge those. This is a division game, too.
Yep.
So may go a little different than we expect. Who knows? You may see a fucking... I wouldn't just... Don't be, like, alarmed if you see a 17-14 ending score with that game. Because that definitely can happen. Any more on that, sir?
No, I think we're good. I think we've covered the NFL to death at this point.
Yeah, basically. Alrighty. Round 3. Let's get to the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship this week. Or last weekend, I should say. We had a nice little fight night with Raphael versus Gamrot.
It was a lot more fun than I expected.
It was. There was actually some really nice prelim cards.
Yep.
Let's just go over just the winners and losers real quick for you. I know you guys won't know the names. It's just more practice for us to actually say the names or just mess them up for your pleasure.
Do you want me to take that first one?
I was going to, and then I looked at the next one, and I'm like, shit. Take the first one, sir.
The first one we have...
Is it Monster Rat? It literally looks like Monster Rat.
I'm assuming French, so...
Monsterrat?
Monsterrat?
Okay. Oh, that actually sounded pretty damn... Say that one more time.
Monsterrat?
Ooh, say it one more time.
Ooh, Monsterrat. Was it Tamirez Vidal?
Okay.
And Monsterrat Rendon. It's probably Portuguese. Hendon?
You're diving with that. I have no idea.
I don't know either way. I'm just talking out my ass. But she improves to 6-0. I actually don't know either of these women. It was a round 3 decision. So, and nothing too much to talk about that.
All right. Well, next fight we got. All right, I think I can do this. Mizuki Inui versus
Mizuki Inoue.
Dude, it sounds way better my way.
I watch too much anime. I know this shit.
Is it really pronounced that way?
I'm quite sure, yeah.
Dude, that sucks. They missed out. It should be Mizuki Inui because that's just That's gold.
Yeah.
Like the other person,
Hannah
Goldie. Which I know Hannah Goldie, she's fought like once or twice.
Dude, she is one of the most shredded women I've ever seen.
But she's not that good.
No, she's not that good.
She's just built.
Yeah.
But Mizuki Nui won with decision.
You could go to like some bodybuilding competitions, Hannah, like, because this doesn't seem to be your thing. You're 6-4.
Yeah, no, not at all. Next fight?
Muhammad Usman and Jake Collier.
Usman.
Pretty boring fight. Muhammad did take it.
Yep. This one, weird disqualification. I was still like questioning it. I was like, you disqualified him for that? Just take a point.
Yeah.
Jacob Malkoon versus Cody Brundage. Jacob was winning the fight in round 1, but about 4 minutes in, he got a disqualification against Cody Brundage, and the ref stopped it immediately.
What was it?
It was like a fucking, god damn it. It was like a poke.
Oh.
Was it a ball hit? I think it was a ball hit. I think he kicked him in the balls. There was a bad poke as well in the fight, another fight. But no, it was a ball kick and shit. And he just immediately, nope. Like, oh no, my bad viewers. Because they were making jokes about the John Jones shit. He literally fucking hit him with the elbow.
12-6?
12-6, but it was like, it was close to the back of the ear, man, and it was only one. Didn't even give him a warning or anything. He just hit him with the one, and then fucking called him off and just disqualified him. I was like,
that
dude,
sucks.
I was like, give him, take off a point, and that would be a draw round basically at that point.
One of my favorite fighters, Tim the Dirty Bird Means and Andre Fiallo. Tim getting it done in the 3rd round with a KO.
Yeah.
He's not great. But he's fun. He just never stops moving forward, and he loves to take a beating. I just like the guy.
Yeah, he fucked up. I forgot who he was fighting. I didn't look at Tim. But Andre is a fucking beast. He hits like a cannon. So I picked Andre to win. But yeah, he got knocked out.
Tim's a punching bag though. Like he's good in those fights.
Yeah. So that worked to his favor. Miles Johns versus Dan Argueta. Miles Johns wins by decision.
Fun.
Not really. Off to the main card, started it off.
Ricardo Ramos and Charles Jourdain. Round 1 submission.
What did I say?
Very nice.
Next one I got right as well. Brian Battle. I thought he was going to KO him though.
Yeah.
Brian.
Good sub.
And I think they switched his name because he used to be called Pooh Bear, and they called him Butcher in that one. So they called him
go
Brian
back to Pooh Bear. That's way better.
They called Brian the Butcher Battle versus AJ Fletcher. Submitted him in round 2. And next one.
Marina Rodriguez and Michelle Watterson Gomez, the Karate Hottie. A nice bloody one. Marina pulled it out with the round 2 KO. It was okay. It was bloody. It was kind of fun to watch, but I think the Karate Hottie, it's about time to call it.
I like Marina. I just like her striking
stuff.
She's nasty with it. I figured if it stood on the... I said that last time. It stood on the feet. Over.
We talked about this one last week.
Yeah, Bryce Mitchell versus Dan Ige. Bryce Mitchell, we'll get more into it in a little bit, but yeah, Bryce Mitchell got the victory.
Yep.
Decision victory.
Just wrestle fucked him.
Dan couldn't stop it. His game as Dan is. Next fight, the main event.
Rafael Fiziev and...
This was sad, man.
I don't know. Gamrot. That's Gamrot. I can give the other ones an attempt, but you have...
Matuzes? Matwiz?
I think they were calling him like Marouche.
Marouche with a T in there?
I get it. Languages are fucked up.
Whatever, man. I ain't clicking on it. Well, okay.
Yep.
So Gamrot won. It says TKO, KO, but you know what happened, right?
Rafael threw a kick. It looks like his kneecap moved to the back of his leg. I'm exaggerating, of course, but it was clearly like a knee injury, and it wasn't gruesome, but it was gross.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
but,
which is unfortunate because Rafael's very, very good, and that fight was looking like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I thought Rafael was turning it on and everything. So,
he'll be back.
That is the fights for this week. The ones I just wanted to go over, we sort of went over the fights just in our own little way, but the main takeaways from this was the Bryce Mitchell and the ACL tear. ACL tear to Rafael, I want to get into. That just sucks, man.
Yeah, it does.
Like you were just saying, it was a good fight. It looked like it was going to be a barn burner. They were going to start. They were throwing a lot. I mean, how many punches were thrown? It was in the 2nd round. Not much, but they were moving enough to where it wasn't like fucking a minute lag of no action or anything.
No, they were moving really well. Yeah. They were throwing. They were both landing.
Yeah, no, and that's what made it. It was like they were throwing with some heavy intention on each punch. It wasn't just a little fucking feint here and tappy there. But yeah, for Raphael, I feel bad. What was that?
Oh, you're just a little out of frame.
Oh, I'm just, hey guys, here I'll be more close and natural. But yeah, I just think it's sad for Raphael. You don't want to see a fighter go out like that. No. Gamrot didn't want to win like that.
No.
It's a victory, of course, for Gamrot. It helps his record.
I wouldn't be surprised if they remade the fight when Raphael is.
They did confirm that he tore his ACL.
Yeah, so he'll be out for a while.
Yeah, so he's out for, I'd say, probably a year. 8 months to a year.
6 to 8 months
That's
to recover.
Yeah, so I'd say 8 months to a year before he gets to make full camp, and possibly we'll see him around the end of summer next year.
Probably, yeah. I think that's a really good call.
And who he fights, I think he should not maybe hold his spot depending on how the rankings go, but he should get a chance to sort of say he was at, I can't remember his number. I think he was like a number 5 or a number 6.
Yeah, I think it was like I think it was either 6 versus 7 or 5 versus 6.
Yeah, and he should get a chance to fight like a number either a 5 through 10 ranked fighter when he comes back to get it, unless he wants a tune-up fight, which is like, say there's an up and coming fighter that needs a ranked fighter as well. He could be that tune-up fight for him.
I feel bad for whoever that guy is.
Yeah, because Raphael is a beast. He's not too old. He's 30 years old, I'm pretty sure, and. I mean, he showed a lot of heart when he fought Justin Gaethje.
Oh yeah, that fight was amazing.
Yeah, I love that fight. That was a great fight.
Yeah, Justin's just better at this current moment.
Yeah, and Justin still to this day, I don't understand it. He's just a brawler, bro, but he just never unleashes his wrestling.
His NCAA wrestling,
he's great.
He's
at
good.
It.
He's really good.
That's why everybody's like, why are you still standing with Justin? It's like they know if they try to wrestle him, he will not let you.
Yeah, and his only answer is "fuck you." That's why.
Yeah, and then he'll uppercut and knee you. Bryce Mitchell and Dan Ige. The only thing I really wanted to talk about was just I like Bryce, but I'm starting to. I'm pushing myself back, Bryce. I'm pushing myself back. I don't believe in anything of the shit he says. I just think he's funny. But yeah, he's a flat earther. He believes in the flat earth. Yep. He believes there's no gravity. He's a country boy. I think that's why he's just an old country boy.
He doesn't believe in gravity?
He does. He said on like some podcast he's like, hey, Bisping, you know there's no gravity. Gravity doesn't exist or some shit. And Bisping literally laughed. Like, ha ha ha. Just like that. And,
okay, Bryce.
Yeah.
You.
Anyways, and then he's always coming up with these conspiracy theories. And this match, I mean, right when he wins, he literally grabs a Bible, puts it up, and is screaming, praise Jesus, which, hey, do you? I'm not into any organized religion, but I don't shit on anybody that has their own organized religion. But it was just funny the way he was doing it in a cage where he was just fighting somebody. But it's like, oh no, yeah, praise God, hell yeah. A lot of athletes do that, a lot of fighters do that for their victories and everything. You should do that. But then he was going into, he's getting next to Dan, and on the mic, he sort of takes the mic. He's like, so, you know those fires in Maui and Hawaii, those are acts of Satan right now. I'm like, okay. And he didn't lose me with that, because I'm like, okay, you're praising Jesus. Yep. Fires, bad equals Satan. Fires equals Satan. Okay, gotcha. Then he switches it up, and he says, I now know that those fires were not natural causes, they were man-made creations.
He's going space laser route?
No, I don't know if he was thinking, I don't know if he's saying space laser. He has his own little podcast and stuff he does that he may dive into more details with that shit and his other crazy conspiracy theories, but he was just going off saying that it's the non-local people that are rich that are trying to burn down that place to take it from the indigenous and local people of Hawaii.
I've heard it.
Yeah, and that's like a new one that's coming up. But it was just funny. He's on his little conspiracy theory twist. Bryce Mitchell, I do like you, but I'm taking a couple steps back, and if I keep hearing this shit, I may just be like, all right, you just do you.
Yep.
I may
just keep wrestling the shit out of people.
Yeah, wrestle fuck them and just don't fuck them in some weird corner with a mask on and saying, put some lotion on its skin. Like, that's where you're getting to me. I mean, it's just weird. Anything else you would like to talk
I think you covered it.
All right, let's get into round 4 of the championship rounds. We got no fights upcoming this week. Sorry, folks. So we're just going to end the show right now.
Yep.
That was a good show, right?
Yeah, I liked it.
Cool. Anyways, we do have some actually big news. So there is no fights next week. Sorry for fans that watch them every week like me and Tony do. Yep. You got to go a week and wait without. But we do have a fight. The following week on October 7th, it's a 4 p.m. main card, so make sure you turn on your TVs at 1 o'clock while you're watching that college football. We've got some cool fights here. You want to just go over some of them real quick and just tell me who you think's going to win, or we can just go over just anyone that just pops out on the prelim cards for you.
Well, let's go over the fights that we care about, because we do have a little more to talk about as far as the fights that were announced.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just want to go over it, because we could talk more about this next week, but
exactly.
There's some cool ones.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the prelim card goes, nothing really sticks out for me.
Chris Gutierrez.
Yeah, Chris Gutierrez. It'll be fun.
Montel Jackson, I think he's an up-and-comer. I haven't seen him, but I've heard the name.
Yeah.
Should be a fun one, I think.
But the main card for me has a lot more of the fights that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Drew Dober coming back.
Fuck, I love Dober, man. That dude's a brawler, bro.
Alex Hernandez has not been the same
Your fucking
person.
boy over here, I just saw
Eon
him.
Kutalava, baby.
I don't like him, but
I
you
love
do.
the Hulk.
Oh my god, Bill Algier, okay.
Dude,
Alexander Hernandez's fight, okay. There actually is better than what I didn't look down on this card.
Yeah.
The Buckley fight's going to be a really good one. I really like Alex Morono. He's just a thick-headed, just walks you down.
But Joaquin Buckley either looks like a world beater or he just drops these fights. Yeah.
It's either or, and it's
If he comes in like he's looked in the past, I can see him walking through Alex. But if he comes in like a couple fights that I've seen, Alex dominates him.
Yeah, I think Alex wins that fight because I'm more confident in Alex because I know what I'm getting with Alex.
Yeah.
Joaquin, like you said, I don't know if I'm getting crazy highlight reel Joaquin or I'm getting crazy highlight reel Joaquin getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Joaquin. The next fight is pretty good. It's just two up-and-comers. I've seen both of them fight just once, Joe Pyfer and Abdul Alassane. I think Alassane just sort of walks over him, but Joe's really well-rounded.
Joe's good, yeah.
He's well-rounded.
Yep.
Last fight, Grant Dawson, Bobby Green. You didn't know much about Grant.
I don't know.
I think Grant takes this one.
Yeah. Bobby's fun.
He is. Bobby's showman.
He's a fun talker. I love his very weird boxing style with the low hands. I don't know who Grant Dawson is, but 21-1 is a hell of a record.
Here,
so
I'll show you just real quick because I can't tell you off the top of my head who he's fought and stuff. Yeah, decision. He usually does some takedown. Like I said, he's mixed, bro.
Yeah.
But he's got beat up. I've seen him get some pretty nasty hits around. Oh shit, they're showing it right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Gordon. He's beat Mark Madsen, who's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He's Leonardo Santos early in his years. He's just been winning, dude.
Yeah.
Like, give him the competition. He doesn't win. That's one thing I will say about Grant. The reason you don't hear about him unless you're watching all the fights is he hasn't created much highlight reels. He's one that he's going to grind you out, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. He can do it either way. But he's not going to just fucking crazy submissions, crazy knockout.
Well, that does make sense why it took him this long to get someone on Bobby Green's caliber.
Yeah, exactly. And Bobby Green's on the way out while Grant Dawson's on the way up. I think it's a great matchup for him.
Yeah.
But really what I want to get into before we get to our final rounds is these two upcoming fights, or three as you said.
Yeah.
Patty Tony, Yuri Pieta, Wonder Boy, and who?
Shavkat.
I wanted you to say that because I always fuck it up. Those are some crazy fights.
I just love his hat.
I'm just going to go over real quick who I think is going to win each one. I think Patty beats Tony. I love Tony. He's just a shell of himself now.
Yeah.
I think Pieta beats... Actually, no, I think Yuri beats... Oh, fuck, dude, that one's hard.
Dude, it's so tough.
I'm just going to go quick. Yuri beats Pieta.
I agree, but what was it? God, Alex is so good. And the way he dismantled Strickland, But Yuri, screaming in the woods at nothing because he's insane.
It's just going to be interesting because Yuri hits very hard and he has a very crazy style.
He does. It's very weird.
And Alex doesn't have that great of a chin.
Yeah.
It hasn't been shown that he has great of a chin because he hasn't been hit that hard either, except by Adesanya.
Yeah.
And Adesanya doesn't hit that fucking hard. He just hits he's one of those accurate strikers. Which accuracy does beat power sometimes.
Yep.
But I want to go with Yuri. I like Yuri. I like Yuri.
As long as he comes back well from that horrific shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You did that training in the woods, right?
No. That was a normal training session. The shoulder came out of its socket, and then for some reason, his trainer, who clearly didn't know how to put a shoulder back in, ripped it so hard that tore multiple ligaments.
His trainer?
Yeah.
His trainer?
Yeah. So,
his trainer? Why is he training?
I don't know.
Is he training anymore?
He's still his trainer.
He's still his trainer.
Yep. Couldn't tell you about.
If America,
Yeah.
the world, if your trainer rips your fucking shoulder out, maybe it's time to find a new trainer. God damn, I'm scared now. Maybe I go with Alex if that trainer's still working with me. Okay. Patty and Tony, I say Patty immediately.
Yeah. Tony has all of the tools to beat Patty.
100%.
100%.
Give me 5 years ago, Tony, I go Tony.
Oh, 100%. But like you said, he's just a shell of himself at this point. He's 39 years old. He still thinks that he can do it.
He's got CTE, man.
Oh, bad. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
But Patty's just Patty. I think was it he finds a way to win. Tony's
don't keep knocked out,
and
right?
Tony's chin is super suspect.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the crazy thing. Tony was one of those that never got knocked
Iron
down,
chin, dude.
And then Justin, we've said it for a while.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje,
He breaks people.
I seen nobody broke like that.
Yeah.
Like he literally was like, it was scary. Like watching that fight and how hard he was punching him, and it was during the COVID time, so that complete arena was silent.
Yeah.
So you heard every fucking smack.
Yeah.
Like I was.
Yep.
Oh, it was cringy, bro.
And then
even
Michael Chandler.
The Michael Chandler soccer kick from hell.
Yeah.
Like basically just punted.
Yeah.
Justin Tuckered his face.
Yeah. I still love that still shot of like Tony's face.
Yeah. Well, and then it was like the week, or I think it was like a week after. Fucking Cheeto smashed fucking Dominic's nose in.
Oh, that was
crazy.
Yeah.
In that same slow mo, but his nose looked like he just smashed it flat, like he was Voldemort basically. But with Patty and Tony, we said this the last fight when we watched Tony. He was like, "Stop the fight, man."
Yeah.
After he got that eye poke or something, he was looking good, and then that eye poke just maybe it was that bad to where it just threw him off that much, but. He did not look good. He looked slow. I think Patty takes him down, submits him. But that's the scary thing with Tony. You try to submit him. We saw in that last fight, he won't tap. He will literally go out. Like, he was convulsing on that last one.
Yeah. And his jiu-jitsu is good.
Yes, it is. Charles almost snapped his arm in 3 different places, and he wouldn't tap.
Yeah.
Wonder Boy versus...
Shavkat, baby.
You again for the save. I don't know with this one. If Shavkat wrestles...
Yeah, if Shavkat can wrestle Wonder Boy, it definitely leans toward Shavkat. But if it's a stand-up war, I don't think anybody in that division beats Wonder Boy standing up. Just a pure stand-up match. Like,
yeah.
I guess, what was it, Usman who kind of, like, kept him on his feet?
Usman versus Wonder Boy?
Did they?
I don't know, maybe years ago, but not recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't know with that one. I'm gonna go Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
I think the striking, if Wonder Boy can keep himself up, like you said to me multiple times, Wonder Boy is one of the best at keeping his distance.
Yeah.
Controlling that distance in the octagon. So I think he's able to do that enough to secure the victory. It's not. I don't think it's a main event one either. So it's probably a 3-rounder.
Yeah.
So that gives him more time to keep. I just think. I think he does it. I don't think he gets a knockout. I think he wins by decision. Maybe Shav. I think it's like a 29-28. Maybe Shav gets. I'm just going to call him Shav. Gets a takedown. Here or there, maybe.
Yeah.
But outside of that, nah.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
Alrighty, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we are at round 5, the final round. We've got, as always, our spotlight of the week, top 3, and Tony's favorite subject.
Damn, you suck.
Alrighty, we did you because it may be a woman too, because he originally said he, so we had to switch that up.
Yes.
Anyways, so what's your spotlight for the week, sir? You got a game, you got a person, you got something you hate, you got something you love, you got something you want to talk about that's sports related. Not just your own fucking life. We don't need to hear that.
I know we've probably talked it to death, but I just got to bring it up again.
Don't fucking say Taylor Swift.
No.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
Tua Tagovailoa is looking like a guy. Oh, just was that yours as well?
No, you just you go to keep on going.
But Tua, I had high doubts for him after the multiple concussions. I didn't think he was going to be able to stay healthy. We're only 3 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
But he is looking like a world beater right now. He is looking like one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. And the numbers that he's throwing up, and I am very happy about it because I got Tyreek on 2 different teams. And God, just the number of yards, the number of touchdowns, the high-powered plays that McDaniels is tossing into this offense, everything's making me happy about the Dolphins.
All right. So it was Tua originally, right?
It is Tua, but I gotta give.
I want to divert real quick before he says that. I'm going to choose the Dolphins as a whole because that was mine. I cannot not spotlight.
Yeah,
70 points in a game is fucking ridiculous.
It doesn't
for an NFL game. I understand college possibly. That's more of a WNBA game. That's like a score from that. And it's just to see what was going on, and I have Red Zone on. So they're constantly showing like fucking Scott Hansen couldn't keep up with the amount of touchdowns that they were scoring.
And we're back to Miami.
Exactly. He's like, well, just so you guys know, this just happened in Miami again. They're incredible, man. Yeah. We said it earlier. I'll just quickly say it. I don't know what's going to stop them.
No.
We've got great people on the line. Offense, defense. Coach, I don't like him. I think he's a nerdy fucker.
Yeah.
But he is great at what he's doing right now, and he's got an agenda.
If it looks stupid, but it works, it isn't stupid.
And that probably is Mike McDaniels. Anyways, what's your top 3? What do you got for this week?
Oh, that one's tough. With the UFC not being there, like I'm struggling. I mean that Miami Bills game is going to be a lot of fun.
It could be top 3 from this week.
Yeah.
Not the upcoming. It's just from the past week.
The Packers having the resilience to come back from 17 down was awesome. It's good to know that my team doesn't have the quit in them.
Yeah.
That's always a really, really good thing. I don't like seeing them go down 17-0, but the fact that they can have the resilience there really made me happy.
Okay, and you got 2 more.
There's 3.
Do,
yeah. I'm just trying. We've talked about.
3.
Yeah. We've talked about basically everything.
Well, you're supposed to have your notes down, son. I'm saying that. I'm literally writing down my top 3 right now. Number 2.
Yeah, was it that running back out of Miami, Kane, coming out of absolutely nowhere, doing what he did with 203 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
So you're just looking at my notes, basically. What you're doing. Okay.
Bitch, it's right here.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3. I really don't know. I'm excited for all of the fights that were announced. That's really getting me going. Once again, Yuri Pajeda, Leon Colby, Patty Toney, Shavkat Wonderboy. We have so much to look forward to a little later in the year.
All right. Shittiest top 3 you've done, but all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, just kidding. I mean, mine's gonna be shitty too, but it's like just the same shit.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'll go 3, 2, 1. Number 3, it's basically very similar with yours.
Yeah.
I just wanted a spotlight, since, I already had my spotlight. Did I do my spotlight?
I don't even know.
I don't think I did my spotlight. Well, my spotlight then is on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys? Just to lose to the fucking Arizona Cardinals. And I'm just going to give a shout out because he had a worse interview or worse, how would you say, media footage that was being shown about his inspirational talks to his team, Jonathan Gannon from the Philadelphia Eagles. He still knows that he's still an Eagle and he needs to smack the Cowboys anytime they come to town. He did that. Shout out to you. You're still supporting us. That's a quick spotlight other than, like we said to you fans, be patient.
Yeah.
What can go wrong will go wrong. And when you guys get a victory and you get another victory and I start hearing you fucking talk it up, we're going to be the best. We're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
We them boys.
Just wait. We them boys. This our year. Just wait. Because I'll be right here to remind you what you really are. A fucking polished turd. Anyways, top 3. Number 3, I'm really excited for Steve Van Jones. We didn't talk much about it. It's already been announced, but I really want to see who the heavyweight GOAT is, man. I mean, I don't think you could automatically call John Jones the GOAT of the heavyweights because he's only had 2 fights there.
Hasn't been long enough.
No, not at all. You can't take that away from Stipe, but it will solidify for anybody that still has a question if John Jones is the greatest, that he is the greatest. I'm really excited for it. I think it's a much closer fight than what a lot of people think. I still think John Jones wins, but I think Stipe is able to match much better and just have the, how would you say, veteran presence of just not being afraid of the moment. Like Cyril Gane.
Yeah, he's been there. He's done it.
And Cyril Gane just seemed to be afraid of that moment.
Yeah.
And that's why
Well, he was afraid for about 32 seconds.
Exactly. He just didn't know. He literally was shell shot. Like he was like a deer in headlights at that point because Cyril Gane is a very versatile fighter and should have done at least a little bit more seconds. And that's not diminishing John Jones by any means. But yes. Number 2, I'm going to go with what you said, son of a bitch. Devil on Arcade came out of nowhere. Where were you? Why didn't you tell me to get you on my fantasy? Why didn't you text me? Why didn't you email me? I'm sort of upset. But anyways, 3rd round pick, running like a 4.3 and getting 203 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and to top it off, 2 touchdowns receiving, 4 touchdowns for the day. Everybody's going to be going for this man on fantasy 100%. Waiver wires. You better hope you're number 1 on that waiver wire. If you are, you got him. If you're not, you don't got him. Yep. Simple as that. Number 1, I'm just going to say shout out to the podcast right now, dude. Hell yeah. Shout out to Jason. He's not here with us, but if he watches the video, we love you. We thank you. Thank you for editing. It's fun, man. Getting a couple drinks in with the boys, and we do this at the bar anyway, so might as well just do it here for you guys. If you happen to be listening, if you don't, I don't really care because I'm still doing it anyways. Yeah.
Also, was a shout out to I had multiple friends reach out and say, "Hey, you guys are pretty fucking entertaining."
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I had a couple give us some feedback too. Some none were bad or anything. More just so like, oh, it's a little echoey. And I was like, hey, we're
working on it.
We're working on it, and not even working on it. It's just like we're just doing it, and if it gets more traction, we'll put more time and effort into it. But yeah, just wanted to shout out the show and shout out Jason and you and everything we've done into it so far. But let's get into the best. Like, how should I? I'm trying to. Should we do like a cool little? I'll do the. So we got some music playing. You guys can't hear it, but. The live listeners can, so that means you just need to be live and you can hear the cool stuff. What's our subject we got for him?
Oh, talking about damn, you suck.
Alrighty, who do you got for this week? And remember how to set it up.
Yep. And I know that I picked them to beat the Broncos, but what is it? My damn you suck is Justin Fields. 11 for 22, 99 yards, a TD and a pick. My God, you're just not a quarterback. I don't switch. Start catching the ball. You got the speed. You got the big body. Just stop throwing it.
Or running.
Yeah. Yes. Why don't you do that?
So, Justin Fields.
Damn, you suck.
I like that one.
Thank you.
Alrighty, mine is going to be out of the blue right here, but my boy. Shout out to First Take, and shout out to everything you do. Stephen A. Smith, you were chosen to throw out an opening pitch.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I will show you that video after this podcast. And for all you viewers, you watch this video too. Because the amount of shit this man talks, which I love it. I love it. That's what he's supposed to do. The amount of shit this person talks on every single person that's ever done an opening pitch. And just on every player and every person in sports media history. And he comes out there in the New York Yankees. His team, it's the New York Mets, New York Yankees, one of that New York team. Anyways, goes out there. He even says on my television, he's like, the moment he's like, I was throwing balls, I was practicing, I felt good. The moment I stepped onto that mound, I wanted to get the hell out of there. But he was already there. He stuck with it. He wound up. He threw that ball, hit the fucking ground, Stephen A. Smith. What the fuck are you doing? You never play catch with your nephews or anything? I know you don't got you got daughters. You didn't play catch with them? You didn't do it? Shame on you. All I gotta say, Stephen A. Smith, damn! You suck.
All right, and with that, guys, it's going to be the end of the podcast. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Blood, Sweat, and Beers. My name is Koozer, and we got
Tony over here.
Whoop. We'll see you next week.
Later.